Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're talking about my monthly favorites from September. I can't believe how fast these months are flying by. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. As many of you know, I now have my online beauty consulting service, which is where you get the chance to talk to me one-on-one and pick my brain about any beauty concern you might have. Whether you want to go over your current beauty kit or if you want some advice navigating the world of cosmetics, because it can be overwhelming and there's also a lot of sales pressure when you go into a store. The benefit of my service is I work for myself. I don't work for any brand in particular, so I can help you navigate this very confusing world. So to make an appointment, click the link in the description box down below. Okay, so we have a lot of makeup today. How shocking is that? We also have some other random beauty items. So the first product I want to talk about here is a new foundation to me. This is the Sisley Phyto-Teint Nude, and I have the shade 2W1 Light Beige. Now, I just did a review of this foundation, I think before this video here, and you should definitely go watch the full review before purchasing this foundation. It's probably the most sheer foundation I have. I layered it today a couple of times with foundation. Like I did a couple layers of foundation. I did powder just to get the coverage that I have here. I really enjoy it, but it's very particular. It's very sheer. It's also not the most long lasting, but there's something about the finish that I really love. I have to say that Sisley foundations tend to have the most natural finish. Something about the finish, it's like it's really second skin. It's your skin but better. This one here just has like a few little things about it that you should make sure you like before you take the plunge. And something I would like to add, if anyone from Sisley ever watches my video, I wish that the shade range was better. I wish that the shade range had more nuances between the jumps of color, and I don't know, because they do have like a warm, cool, and neutral, but sometimes the jumps are really big and you can see a really big difference. So I just wish they would just add more nuance to their shade selection. But all of that said, this is part of my favorites. It's brand new. I just got it like last week, so it's still like maybe 2 weeks ago. It's a new item, but these favorites video are either old favorites that I keep digging for or new items that I can't let go of. They're always on the top drawer that I always reach for, so that's how I judge these favorites videos. Also new from Sisley is one of their single eyeshadows. This is Sparkling Topaz, which is so gorgeous. It's a beautiful brownie copper, like antique copper color. It's one of those one and done singles, and the satin formula is so beautiful. It may be intimidating because you might think satin, sparkle, glitter. It's more just like a really soft satin that adds lightness and brightness to the eye. This is a type of shadow you can just pop on really quick, throw on a mascara, and you're done. And I like having neutrals like this. I do like color as well, but it's nice to have neutrals like this in my collection for when I want something a bit lighter and if I want to go in with like a really bold lip. This color here is a beautiful pairing for a really intense bold red lip. Next up is something from Chanel. This is their fall collection, or part of their fall collection this year. This came out super early here. I want to say this came out in like July. I don't even remember when this came out, but it was so early. This is one of the liquid shadows. This is number 35, Lamé Pourpre, which is such a beautiful, intense cranberry red. I love their liquid eyeshadow formula. It's super long wearing, waterproof, just like a really great product. So I was really happy to see more colors of these added to their fall collection. And now that we are officially September 1st, I am revisiting the fall collection that I got like in midsummer, mid heat wave. And so it kind of feels nice to wear like a dark cranberry, slightly gothic-y, kind of dramatic eye look like this. And so I've been wearing this a lot because even though it has that cranberry color, it also has a little bit of a slight gold shift to it. So it's just really pretty. And I've been pairing it with one of the new Chanel Stylo waterproof liners. This is the shade number 48, Or Antique or Antique Gold. I like to wear this as a pop of color. So today I wore just this here, and then on the inner corner I popped in this gold color just to bring a little bit of lightness to it. And since the liquid shadow here has gold reflect in it, it's a good pairing to match with a gold eyeliner here. And so instead of going with a different eyeshadow to bring a bright color in the waterline, you can just go in with an eyeliner here. One and done for me doesn't have to be neutral. It can be blue, it can be red. And if you picked up either one of these at home over the past few months, and now that it's getting into like cozier fall weather, I think you might enjoy this gold liner and red eyeshadow combination. Staying in Chanel, there's a nail polish here that I've been wearing recently that is not new. I think it came out last summer. This is the nail polish number 763 Rhythm. This is such a beautiful, intense dark blue. It almost has like a hint of purple or violet. So it's in the dark navy, but not like a dark black midnight navy, more like a little pop of purple that kind of brings it lightness. And you can sort of see it a little bit in the light. You can sort of see a little bit of that lightness. I have a deep affinity for blue eyeshadow or blue nail polish, and this one here is really great. I wore it a couple weeks ago, and a couple of you commented that you went in the description box to look to see what I was wearing, because as I talk with my hands, and you guys noticed it right away. So it's number 763 Rhythm. I don't think it's limited edition. It should still be part of the collection here. So this I think is a perfect color for fall transition because it's dark, but it has a little bit of something extra that makes it fun. Moving on to Dior, we have here one of their lip glow oils. I love these so much. The lip oils are so nourishing, so hydrating. These here have absolutely no tingling sensation. I know that the lip maximizers have that plumping effect. The lip oil does not. And this shade here, Mahogany, is like your lip but better in the brown category. So if you like the nudie brown family, I think Mahogany would be for you. And sometimes what I do is I will do a nude-ish lip liner, either nude brown, maybe even nude pink, and then I go over top with the lip oil for the most beautiful natural brown lip. It would even look good today with this sort of nudie brown, like brownie lip color that I have. It would just sort of enhance the brown. I think I've said the word brown 100 times, but it's just really great. I love these lip oils. I think they're super underrated. Like, they have some love, but they're just so wonderful. I have several of them, and it doesn't really matter what color I get. I always love the payoff. So if you want something for the fall vibe, I mean, maybe you're still like deep in summer mode. Let's be honest, it's like 30 degrees today. It's not exactly fall vibes yet where I live, but mentally I'm sort of preparing myself for that. So this is helping me in the transition. Speaking of fall vibes, I ordered the Chantecaille, or part of the Chantecaille fall collection here. And this is the Tiger shade. This is the luminescent eye shade in Tiger Regal Emerald. As much as I am partial to blue, I'm also partial to green. I love a beautiful, rich, saturated emerald green, and this shade here gives me exactly what I need. I use this for a one and done look. I go in with a brush, I wet it a little bit, and then I do basically what I did today. I just wrap the whole color around. I throw on a bit of liner and a mascara, and I'm done. This green also has a little bit of shift. I'm not certain if you can see it on camera, but in person, it's one of those iridescent shades. So sometimes the green pops out a bit more. Sometimes it's like a purple or a blue or a gold. It is magnificent. It is the definition of extra. Now, if you want something a little bit less extra and wild, I totally get it. There's a second shade for the fall release that's called Leopard, and that one is more like a coppery neutral shade. So, you know, there's a little bit for everyone. For myself, as soon as I saw this beautiful green, I knew what I would be getting, and so this is part of my collection. And I'm glad you're seeing these sort of like one and done shadows that I like, because I did a video a couple of months ago on my one and done shadows, and I definitely do have a lot of like neutral, very easy to wear colors. But for me also, one and done does also mean like a very bold, bright, extra look, because in my mind, one and done means simple but still effective. And so this is simple but very effective. For example, if I'm wearing a mask and I don't have any foundation or any complexion makeup on, but I have my brows, I have a one and done bold shadow with mascara, it looks like I have a full face on. So that's just a life hack I've discovered. However, I am a woman of many interests, and one of them being neutral, cool eyeshadows. And so a while ago, I picked up the Tom Ford Nude Dip, which is absolutely not new. It's been around for a while. I was just a slowpoke to getting it. Oh my goodness. Talk about just like a perfect cool tone neutral palette. This is beautiful. If you want very simple, elegant, easy, like look put together without going overboard, this is the palette for you. I love it. I love this Tom Ford eyeshadow formula. It's so buttery, so easy to blend, and you do have some darker colors, but you also have some very light wash of colors. You can mix them together. I did at least one tutorial with this. I will certainly keep using it and reusing it on my channel here. But if you have any looks in particular, if you have any makeup combinations you want to see, let me know, because I just love this. And it's just, yeah, like a neutral, cool leaning palette. I have also the Suspicion palette. Suspicion is this like super warm, glowing, think like J-Lo glowing goddess type of vibe, which I love. I love Suspicion, but it's nice to have the balance as well. Then moving on, I have a candle here that I bought, I think a month ago, maybe a little bit earlier than that. But this is the Diptyque Vanilla candle, and it smells so good. It smells like a vanilla pod. It smells like the really good vanilla extract, you know, the stuff that Ina Garten would like. It smells wonderful, and something so extra that I love. The box here that comes with the candle, on the top, the packaging smells like vanilla, and it has here a suggestion for mixing candles together. It says to burn the vanilla and cinnamon candle to turn your house into a spice trading post. How extra is that? And so now that we're slowly transitioning into like more spooky weather, I think the cinnamon candle is next on my list, and then I will burn vanilla and cinnamon together just to create a really beautiful atmosphere. And then I will have more candles like these, because I love to burn them up completely, use them up, and then stick my makeup in them. It makes your vanity look so nice. So I have big plans for this. Okay, moving on to a sample here that I got. I actually got a few of these. This is from Hermès, and this is one of their new fragrances. This is the Twilly Ginger perfume. This smells so nice. Wow, it smells warm and spicy, but without being gourmand. You don't get vanilla, you don't get lots of sugar. You get lots and lots of florals. You get maybe rose, jasmine, maybe some neroli, and you get so much ginger, like fresh ginger, maybe some candied ginger as well. It's a very gingery perfume, as the name would say, but it's floral and fresh, and it's bright without being too youthful. Like, not, you know, sometimes like very young perfumes smell very sweet and very sugary. This just smells bright and yellow, and it smells wonderful. I personally don't like the Chloe Eau de Parfum. I don't like that perfume whatsoever, but I think if you like Chloe, you might like this, or it's the same type of like bright young, but like young at heart. I just think of like yellow and bright crystals and sunshine. Maybe even the Chanel Gabrielle perfume, that type of fragrance, like that sort of line here. And there's just tons of florals, which I think is why it makes me think of Chloe, but in a much, much better way. Chloe is just, it just isn't for me. What's cute about the packaging is the bottle comes with a little like fake, not a fake, but like it looks like the bottle is wearing a little Hermès scarf. How adorable is that? Okay, so the next few items were sent to me for free in PR, but this is not sponsored. This is just like my opinion. The first item here is something that I got a couple months ago, and this is from Olivia Palermo. This is the Au Naturel eyeshadow palette. So obviously this is something for me. Clearly we have a beautiful blue eyeshadow in the center. However, I reach for this more as a neutral palette because we get a really nice balance of matte and satin, and also warm and cool. We kind of have a little bit of everything. This is like the transition shade that I apply all over the lid before I do the makeup, and then I either go into this darker matte cool toned or the warmer one, and then I go into either one of these beautiful satin finishes. Sometimes I mix them up and it just gives me really, really beautiful finishes. It reminds me a little bit of the Tom Ford Suspicion, that beautiful family of neutral shades that are very easy to wear. I love the formula of these shadows. This to me is a palette you could travel with because you do get a lot of variety. You could do something very easy, very simple every day in the neutrals, and then maybe do a blue for a night out. So one thing to note about this palette is it is very heavy. It would be great for travel, but like this is heavy. It feels like luxury. You know, it feels much, much heavier than Tom Ford, Chanel, Dior, all of them. It feels significant. It feels like a paperweight. It's very, very hefty. I don't know what else to say. It's just very substantial, robust. I don't know what other adjectives I can use here. So if you are going to travel with it, just be aware because this will in fact take up some of the weight limitation on your flight. Okay, and the last two items here were sent to me from Givenchy. So the first item is what I'm wearing today as my lip color. This is the brand new sheer velvet lip formula, and I have number 16, Nude Boisé. This is your lip but better. It's a pinky nudie color that somehow matches my eyeshadow very nicely. It is neutral, but it adds color. It doesn't wash you out. Sometimes nudes are like way too close to your actual skin tone and just kind of wash out any natural lip color you might have. This is my favorite one so far of this new collection because I just love how easy it is. You don't even need a lip liner. If you want a lip liner, you can, but this new formula here, it doesn't bleed, it doesn't feather, it doesn't shift. So if you want to define your lips, you can go ahead and do that, but it isn't necessary. And this new sheer velvet formula is so incredible. It's a sheer powder that's matte, but it's not drying. It feels like you have absolutely nothing on your lips. And something about these like sheer pigments look so incredibly natural. Like obviously I'm wearing a lip color, but something about this formula is just so wonderful and it's so comfortable. I love a matte lipstick that feels like nothing on the lips. Sometimes, especially the bullet matte lipsticks, feel like a heavy wax layer on your lips. These don't feel like that whatsoever. I have also a red color, number 36, L'Interdit, which is like a classic red, which I also love. But this is great because I am partial to the more bold eye looks, especially now with mask wearing. It's kind of hard to wear a red lip outside the house. Sometimes it's a bit pointless. So if I'm wearing a really elaborate eyeshadow look, I love to go in with a more nudie color here. And I don't know what to tell you guys. It's phenomenal. And then the last product here is the new L'Interdit perfume. This is the Eau de Parfum Rouge edition. So it's the red Eau de Parfum edition. This is for fall. And it follows that warm, spicy woody interdit note. Like if you like the classic interdit, if you like the intense version, if you like the one that came out in the spring, it's all in that same vein. But every time they come out with a new version, they do something a little bit different. And so you never feel like you're just getting the same product over and over again. They somehow change it, but while sticking to that same DNA. This one here has more ginger. I don't know what it is with ginger, but it seems to be popular in fragrances recently. And you get blood orange. And something about this is different than the edition that came out in the spring, Millésime. That one had like bitter orange and orange zest, which made it a bit more zesty and floral. This one here still remains in that like vanilla gourmand fragrance, but the ginger makes it really nice and bright. In my opinion, if you like the Dior Hypnotic Poison perfume, this might be for you. It kind of follows along those like similar veins, although I think that the Hypnotic is more sweet. It has more of that almond and a bit more vanilla, but it's still like in that gourmand family. Okay, this is my roundup of some of my favorite beauty products in August. I was gonna say September, but I went a little bit too far. I cannot believe it's already September. I've already ordered some pumpkin spice flavored items for my coffees, so I'm really excited to have those in my upcoming videos. I'm feeling very bittersweet about September because even though I complain about the heat in summer, I know that after fall comes winter and I am not looking forward to it. And maybe we can just pretend, let's pretend that winter will not come this year. It'll just be summer and fall forever. I would be okay living in that fantasy. If you've been watching me for a while, or if you're new to my channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe, hit that like, leave a comment. Those are all fabulous ways to encourage me here on my channel. So on that note, I think this is all I have for you guys for today. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.